finance is a critical aspect of home ownership and economic development in any country. In Nigeria, it is often seen as either a game changer or an exclusive dream. While a potential for an effective mortgage system exists, numerous challenges make it seem more like a myth than a reality for many Nigerians. Hello and welcome to the program Inside the Real Estate and Housing TV Africa. I am Nimena Bagudu. Today we'll be discussing mortgage in Nigeria, and we have an expert. We'll be diving into this conversation, but quickly let's go on a short break. We'll be back shortly.
Get credible and authentic housing news at your fingertips by downloading the Housing TV mobile app. You can also join the African International Housing Show live from across the globe through the Housing TV mobile app. The mobile app features live streaming and trending housing news. You can locate the AIHS venue via the app, network with AIHS seasoned speakers, and live chat with exhibitors. You can also order house or building materials at AIHS via this app. Download the Housing TV mobile app now from the App Store and Google Play Store. And don't forget to click on the notification button. Available for both iOS and Android users. Housing TV is also on Star Times, channel 149 decoder.
Welcome back. The Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of AG Mortgage Bank, in person of Mr. Ngozi Anyogu, is with us in the studio today to discuss mortgage finance in Nigeria. Is it really a myth or a reality? You're highly welcome. Thank you so much for joining us today on the program.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. So first, let's look at really the main term of mortgage.
Mortgage is simply an offering for home ownership that is based on a structured repayment plan to enable people who own homes with less hassle. And this has been done successfully in many climes. We may probably not have it properly structured here, but we are working towards that. And some of the mortgage banks that are operating in Nigeria today have come up with very useful, particularly AG Mortgage Bank. We've come up with very useful products that will help first-time home buyers, particularly, to own homes, own houses.
So how were you able to come up with such package? That's for AG Mortgage.
Well, we had studied the market. We ourselves own homes. We own homes by mortgage. So we can relate to the needs of homeowners or those who want to own homes in Nigeria. So we created, first of all, a savings plan. Okay. So this savings plan will enable you develop a savings culture in the people. And you can't have mortgages without a savings culture. So we have created mortgage products around savings. We have the FAMSA, what we call FAMSA, the Family Savings Account, to enable families all contribute towards owning a home. We also have some other savings plans that tend to guide people towards home ownership. The savings plans that AG Mortgage Bank have in the market today have helped many Nigerians. In fact, we have our mortgage book is in the region of 16 billion to own homes. And the other thing is the Federal Mortgage Bank National Housing Fund. And the bank is playing a primary and pivotal role in helping people access mortgages at very cheap rates from the Federal Mortgage Bank under the NHF program. I think AG Mortgage Bank appears to be the highest player in that market today. Then in terms of for the youths, we also have created several savings plans for youths that will enable them over time, 18 months, 24 months, own homes in places of choice. When we say places of choice, we're not talking of banana islands. We are talking of places they can afford to live in. We are talking about homes they can afford to live in. And that's where we are. And where we are going is to come. We are coming up by the third quarter of this year with a mortgage platform that enable them, guide them towards home ownership in 24 months.
That's for the youth.
For the first-time home owners. In fact, that's where the market is.
Yes.
We have over 65% of Nigerians are in that market. And people leave, students leave universities, and they want to begin to, after some time, they want to build their own homes. And you can't do a cash and carry business in home ownership. It won't work. It's not sustainable. So what we've done is to create this platform that will enable them save towards home ownership, that enable them, give them a trustworthy platform by a regulated institution to deliver on promises. Because the problem is with trust. Nigerians want to own homes. Nigerians wants to save. But when you save and you give your money to somebody and the trust is abused, you won't go back. You're not foolish.
Sure.
So we are now bringing our reputation to bear on that market to get the mortgage plan in place, the savings plans in place, to get the delivery of the houses in place, not only in terms of timing, but also in terms of quality. If we say you're delivering in 20 months, you deliver in 20 months. If you're saying you're deliver with 5 doors, you deliver with 5 doors. And by our new regulation, internal policy, 40% of the houses we fund must be EDGE certified, IFC EDGE certified. So those are the things we're doing in the market. And then the bottom line is that we have to encourage savings. AGMB FAMSA is one of the best ways to deliver houses through families. The AGMB youth accounts, savings accounts, some of the best ways to build your savings, your own contribution. You must have a stake in the house you want to own. I advise people, it's not about telling government, give me houses. What's your stake? You must show that this is what I want, and then you contribute to it. Then you can seek assistance in such a way that people who are in that business can help you achieve your objective.
I like the fact that you're talking about trust, in the mortgage system and also the housing sector, which is one basic issue that a lot of people are facing, because we've heard stories on a daily basis how people fall victims as to, people collecting their money, and at the end of the day they don't give them what they want, or rather the houses that they want. So let's look at some of the packages that you have in AG Mortgage, which is the most attractive and then the most accessible for everybody, both low-income earners, everybody.
Okay, we have mentioned the FAMSA account, which is popular. We have also the youth account, which is also popular because all of them are guided towards building a stable savings, a stable funding support for your business. We also have what we call an asset bin. An asset bin is a deposit account that will help you build, you place funds in that account for a minimum of 1 year.
1 year?
Yes. Okay. And then you, based on that, you can top it up. And based on that, the bank can also provide you funding to get into projects. There's a mortgage product we call LEAP into mortgage. Take a leap into mortgage. It's a form of an incremental housing arrangement where you can get some money based on the background on the backing of your asset bin account. You can buy land. We'll give you money to buy land. We'll give you money to build because we can do construction finance, which is one of our own, one of the fortes that we have. And then you pay installmentally, which is the purpose of a mortgage. The purpose of a mortgage is to remove that burden of a one-time payment, out-of-pocket payment, to go and get a home. Cash and carry. You can't do cash and carry in housing.
Of course. So let's look at the high interest rate, which is of course the reality of mortgage financing in Nigeria. And since we're talking about first-time home buyers, low-income earners, and investors, so currently the mortgage interest rate in Nigeria is ranging from 15% to 27%. Yes. So how would that affect? I like the fact that you're laughing. So how would that affect first-time home buyers, low-income earners? Because it's a very disturbing issue, if you ask me, and it's really dragging a lot of people down for them to want to even go into the mortgage thing and get themselves a home.
Right. It's a challenge. It's the reality of our time. It's the reality of our economy. And what we have done in AG Mortgage Bank is to find ways to ameliorate that challenge. And what have you done? Create savings discipline. Because your equity will reduce your cost. The higher the equity you are putting in, the lower the cost. Number two, we offer advisory services. You can be earning 100,000 and then you want to buy a 4-bedroom apartment. There's no correlation. So we try to tailor your taste by our advisory services to what you can afford. And then thirdly, there are many platforms now created by government to enable us to help people own homes. Take the Family Homes Funds project offering, for instance, where you will get 40% of the cost of the house by way of a loan that you start paying only after 4 years. So if you take that and you add your equity, and AG Mortgage Bank gives you the balance of maybe 50% or even 30%. By the time you put all of these funds together, your rate, we have tried this, your rate drops to about 13, 14, maximum 15%. So which is, in our climb, not a bad rate. Not a bad rate for mortgage. But if you now want to go and borrow everything you want, all the monies you want to use to buy a house, of course you plug your ability to.
Thank you so much for giving us that very insightful explanation. We're going to go on a short break, and then when we'll come back, we'll talk about the approval processing when anyone wants to apply for a mortgage with AG Mortgage Bank. So viewer, let's go on a short break. The conversation continues. We'll be back shortly.
When the city is getting too loud, you need a home. Home is love, peace, and tranquility. Home is Housing TV Africa. Housing TV Africa, your first in housing news.
Welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is the program Inside the Real Estate and Housing TV Africa. Still in the studio with the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of AG Mortgage Bank in person of Mr. Ngozi Anyogu, and we're discussing mortgage. Is it really a myth or a reality in the present day Nigeria? So let's look at approval processes at AG Mortgage when anyone wants to come apply for a mortgage. Are the process really long? Because a lot of people will tell you, I don't have that time, I don't think I want to, they tell me come today, you fill a form, come tomorrow, you do this and all of that. So for AG Mortgage, we'd love to find out if the process is seamless and very, easy to go by.
Right, it's a work in progress in virtually all the mortgage banks. In fact, even the banks, whoever are providing mortgage, because technology is evolving. And AG Mortgage Bank is deploying robust technology to drive our mortgage processes. As it is today, we have branches spread because we have a national license, so we operate from all over the country. We have one form of representation or the other. In Abuja, at Enugu, in Lagos, we have branches, major branches that reach out to people. We also have something like friendship centers. Those friendship centers are really enlightenment centers to help train people about the need and the process for having a mortgage. So coming to the process itself, well, there must be an application. What we have done now is shift that application process from manual to digitization, to digitize it. We are still in that process. We are delivering that product by the end of Q2, so that wherever you are in the world, you can open an account and apply for a mortgage in AG Mortgage Bank. The second process that we are also pursuing, we are doing that manually now, but by that second quarter, we would have to we are digitizing it, is to say, oh, you be paying, this year's savings will now be put on, we digitize the process of your savings. And every month you pay a certain amount, pre-agreed, certain amount. And we will use your regularity, frequency, and discipline in paying your savings, in determining your capacity to take a mortgage. So rather than begin to write a long report as to what Ngozi can do, what Doyi cannot do, what Yakubu will do, we say, okay, over 18 months, you defaulted in making your payment 2 times. So we deduct it from the maximum points. So you have like an internal credit rating process. So that reduces, that reduces all these procedures of due diligence. Yes, we will still do KYC when the account is opened. We will still get the credit bureaus to report on you. But internally, we know that you can support mortgage of this amount because you've been consistent over the 18 months to pay. Then that will also reduce the number of forms that you will complete. Because if we don't make the process friendly, the Gen Zs of this world are scared. I don't know about that. You look like one. The Gen Zs of this world are not interested in wasting their time completing and signing forms. So for now, go to our branches. We'll give you the addresses. Go to our service centers. Go to our enlightenment centers. We'll tell you what to do. We'll tell you what products are available, what you do to get construction finance, what you do to get mortgage at this rate, given these combinations, and talk to you again about our forthcoming product, which will actually revolutionize the mortgage market in Nigeria when it comes up.
Can you give us, let's say, approximately how many Nigerians have owned a home through AG Mortgage Bank?
Oh, we've done over 5,000 mortgages across the country. We have some partner developers that consistently we provide mortgages on their finished houses. We also have done quite a number of mortgages by the Federal Mortgage Bank and NHF window. On the whole, we can be talking about less than 5,000 plus mortgages. And then, you know, it's not a popular route. It's not a popular journey in Nigeria, but we'll popularize it. We are coming up with an enlightenment program that we run across media on why you need a mortgage. You see, just to make this, not to prolong your program, but you see, if you speak to an average Nigerian youth, how do you want to own a home? He will tell you, I will sell my car, I will borrow from my parents, I will get a housing loan. But we are saying that's not necessary. Do what the average European boy will do. If you ask him, how or her, how do you want to own a home? He says, I'll get a mortgage. That's the essence of the product we are coming into the market with, to change that narrative, to change that culture of home ownership, that you can own a home. You can own a home without the hassles of selling your car, without the hassles of bringing your parents in, and without the hassles of selling your other assets. You own a home and they have the comfort of repaying it. And one other thing we're doing is to ensure that the houses we are now supporting are standardized. Because one problem we have is that the supply of houses in the market today are not easily transferable. You should be able to move from one bedroom, one studio, to a 2-bedroom, to a 3-bedroom, and so on and so on. So our program is designed to take people through that kind of a journey. So you're not tied in on your one studio apartment because you need a larger space when you begin to raise a family. And you're not tied to that large house when you have an empty net, like those of us.
Of course. I would really agree with you on, you know, Nigerian youth and mortgage, because we conducted like a mini interview with some Nigerian youths on the street, and and then we just wanted to find out if really they knew what mortgage is, the process you need to take, and if they would want to subscribe to a lot of youth. I can tell you 65% of the youths we spoke with concerning mortgage are not even thinking of mortgage. They don't even have an idea. They don't even have an idea. So I would agree with you that creating awareness, most especially for the Nigerian youths concerning home ownership, mortgage access is very, very, very important. And it's a good thing that AG Mortgage is driving to that.
Thank you. Thank you. And you see, that problem is endemic and it's cultural. We have to change it. If we now begin to have successful mortgages delivered on homes that were well finished, even the diaspora market will be open to us. The diaspora market will be open to us, and everybody will benefit from it. And that is why we want to pursue the Enlightenment program. We did the same survey. We didn't come up with the program just like that. We did the same survey, and we had the same results. We had people you think graduates don't know what mortgages are. Bankers don't know what mortgages are. So we need to begin to put that on the air and explain the processes, explain the benefits to them, so that we will sift. I'm saying this with some respect. A developer is not a mortgage person. A developer is a housing entrepreneur who may not even build the houses himself, but gets people to develop houses. That's his work. But in Nigeria, the youths we spoke with think developers are mortgage people because they are giving them mortgage terms. So we say, okay, we'll give you a house, and you pay over 2 years. So they take that as a mortgage company. The people that sell land and collect money installmentally, They also call them mortgage people. I don't want to name names, but plugging all of these people together in one basket creates a whole lot of problems. Yes.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ngozi Anyogu, for having this conversation with us today. I said it's going to be the last question, so we've come to the end of the program. Thank you so much. It's such a pleasure to have you today. Thank you so much for watching today's episode of the program, Inside the Real Estate. You can watch this episode and subsequent episodes by subscribing to our YouTube channel, Housing TV Africa. You can also follow Housing TV Africa on all social media platforms. The Housing TV Africa mobile app is on Google Play Store and Apple Store, so you can download, stay informed, get all the latest housing gist at your fingertips. I am Yumana Bagudu. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.